Welcome back to our channel, guys. This week we're going to be talking to you all about the pros and cons of living in Cape Coral, Florida.
Yes, and if you find this valuable, please hit that like button and that subscribe button, and please share it with someone who would also find it valuable. And we'll talk about all the pros and cons right after this. Hi, and welcome back. If you're thinking about moving to Cape Coral, you're probably wondering what the pros and cons are of living here. And as with any city, there are advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about those pros and cons. And since we like to keep things positive, we're going to start out with the pros first, okay? So the number one pro, in our opinion, of living in Cape Coral, Florida is the waterfront living, guys. We have over 400 miles of navigable waterways, and Cape Coral was actually built and coined to be the waterfront wonderland because it has more water access in your backyard than anywhere else in the entire world.
Absolutely. We try to spend every weekend out there. Number two, low cost of living. And I'm going to preface this because a lot of people are probably rolling their eyes like low cost of living, right? Low cost of living as it relates to other Florida cities, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk to people every day from all over the country who are moving here, and they say that the cost of living is going up everywhere because of inflation effects everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so yes, there's a lower cost of living here in the Cape Coral area as compared to other Florida cities.
Yeah, for sure. You can still get a lot more bang for your buck in Cape Coral than a lot of other cities in Florida. Now, let's talk about pro number three, which is another personal favorite of mine, and that is the sunny weather. We have so many sunny days here in Cape Coral. We get plenty of sunshine year-round, and we can pretty much wear shorts and flip-flops most all of the year here, and I think that's a huge attractor and reason why people want to move to Cape Coral.
Absolutely. Pro number four, let's talk about outdoor activities.
Oh, yes.
So because there is sunny weather all the time, for the most part, we have a lot of activities that we can take part in, right? One is golf, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
We have over 70 or 80 golf courses right here just in Lee County. And let's talk about water activities, the boating and fishing and everything else that, could be a retiree's dream.
Sure, just going for a walk or a bike ride, anything to be outside and enjoy the wonderful weather.
Yes.
All right.
What's number five?
Number five, guys, is the sense of community. So Cape Coral really has been known for its welcoming and friendly community. We have lots of clubs in Cape Coral. We have a new residents club so that you can get to you can meet and get to know other people that are new to the area just like you. So it is really a big melting pot, guys, of people from all other places, lots of different states and stuff like that. And those people are looking to make human connections and form friendships just like you. So I'd say number five is definitely sense of community.
You know what that reminds me of? What we did just last night, dancing in the streets.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Let's talk about the cons of living in Cape Coral.
Oh, the cons. Every place has them.
Dun, 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 dun. Right? That's where we'll put that in. So what are the cons of living in Cape Coral?
All right. So number one con would be flooding. If you've watched any of our previous videos, we say, oh, well, Cape Coral's never flooded that we have known of. However, that changed in September of 22 with Hurricane Ian, totally rocked our world and made us realize that, yeah, we are susceptible to flooding in our area. We have bounced back and recovered really quickly, but that is one thing that you would have to keep in the back of your mind if you're thinking about locating really anywhere to Florida. Florida's kind of one big flood zone in general.
Right. Con number two.
Okay.
Let's talk about lack of job opportunities. Well, I would agree that most of the job opportunities down here are in healthcare and retail and the service industries. We have a lot of landscapers, a lot of pool people, things like that. So if you're a professional and you can't work from home, unfortunately, there's not a lot of big industry, a lot of big companies here for employment. So a lot of people that are moving here are either retired or they can work from home and work virtually. We get a lot of those young couples that are coming down that are professionals, right?
Yeah, sure. And even though Cape Coral is larger landmass wise than Fort Myers, Cape Coral has always been known as a bedroom community to Fort Myers. And they have fought really hard to keep big business and big industry out of the Cape. So it may take you a 15 or 20 minute car ride into Fort Myers if you're going to work for a larger company like Gartner or Chico's or somewhere like that.
Exactly. What's con number 3?
Okay, con number 3. I said sunny weather was a pro. Now here is con number 3, and that can be extreme heat. So I would say particularly in July and August, it gets very hot and humid here, guys. You can cure that by having a pool or having access to a boat or a beach to get in the water. But that is something that you definitely want to look out for because it does get very hot, and you want to keep a bottle of water with you everywhere you go so that you can stay hydrated in the extreme heat.
I agree. And so if you're not a water baby like us and you don't like extreme heat, well, Florida may not be for you.
Especially not in the summer.
So number 4, let's talk about the tourists, our favorite.
Yes, our snowbirds.
So you can't go anywhere right now on the public roads and not run into tourists everywhere. And so we do have to grit our teeth and bear it, so to speak. A lot right now because there's a lot of tourists here, and that's generally during peak season, right? So right now, which is Christmas through Easter, that's when most snowbirds are here, and unfortunately things do get clogged up a little bit, but hey, you know what? This place is so awesome, everybody wants to enjoy it.
I know, doesn't everyone deserve a slice of paradise? We personally love our snowbirds, but yes, in the wintertime, traffic gets absolutely crazy in Cape Coral. Everybody wants to be down here where it's warm and sunny instead of snowy and icy and gray elsewhere. So yeah, the touristy crowds, even for dinner, trying to go out to dinner and having to wait an hour or an hour and a half, you just really have to plan better this time of year.
Which takes us to con number 5.
Okay, con number 5.
Let's talk about hurricane risk.
Hurricane risk. Oh wow, this just came up.
Right? So unfortunately, that's one thing that people that live in Florida have to deal with, not just Cape Coral. Our natural catastrophe is hurricanes for the most part, but other parts of the country worry about tornadoes and earthquakes and fires and you name it, and ours happens to be hurricanes. So the great thing about the new codes is that homes are built to withstand hurricanes. They're being built on higher elevations and things like that. But if hurricanes are something that scares you and you're really, really worried about hurricanes, then Florida may not be for you.
The thing I will say about hurricanes, guys, is when a tornado rips through your yard, you usually hear the siren go off, like when it's already too late. But with hurricanes, if that's not something that you want to stay here and ride out, you certainly have a lot of time to prepare. We usually know well in advance of, say, a week or so when a hurricane's coming. So we have plenty of time to pack up and evacuate. But yeah, a lot of people are scared of hurricanes. So if that scares you, hopefully you don't have anything else going on in your area.
So that's it. That's the pros and cons of living here in Cape Coral. We hope you found those useful. As with any city, there's pros and cons. That just happens to be ours, right?
Yeah, and you just have to kind of take the good with the bad and weigh those out and decide if Cape Coral is a place that you could call home.
Absolutely. We hope you found this video valuable and useful. And if you did, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and please share it with someone else who would also find it valuable. I'm Doug Lugers.
I'm Lona Lugers.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next week.